The human fear of the arachnid is not merely a phobia. It is not an irrational glitch in our psychology. When you see those 8 articulated legs, or the way a spider moves with a rhythmic, mechanical twitching, your body reacts before your mind can process the image. Your heart rate accelerates, your skin crawls. This is an ancient, biological warning system. We are evolved to recognize a specific type of wrongness in nature. But what if that fear is actually a memory? What if we carry a collective ancestral dread of something that existed long before the first mammal crawled out of the mud? Tonight, we are descending into the subterranean darkness. We are leaving the light of the surface and traveling deep into the foundations of the world, where the air is thick with the smell of dust and ancient, rotting silk. This is the story of the great spider of the void. This is the infinite work of Atlach-Nacha. Prepare yourself, because once you enter the geometry of this web, there is no escape from the final strand. Welcome to the portal, where myths, nightmares, and mysteries are just one step away. My name is Epoch, and I will be your guide. To preserve the light, we must first face the dark. The legend of the Weaver begins beneath the legendary frozen peaks of Voormithadreth in the lost, ice-locked continent of Hyperborea. While other entities of the abyss are content to sleep or walk the surface in disguise, Atlach-Nacha has never left her post. She resides in a bottomless chasm that sits as a threshold between our physical reality and a realm of pure, unadulterated nightmare. The environment of this chasm is a study in sensory deprivation. It is a place of absolute, heavy granite silence. There is no wind here. There is no sound of water. The only thing that breaks the stillness is a rhythmic, wet, thrumming sound, like the vibration of a massive, tensioned wire. Atlach-Nacha is described as a creature of immense, impossible scale. She has a massive, bristling obsidian body, but it is her head that creates a visceral, physiological repulsion in the observer. Atop that giant, multi-legged frame sits a small, dark, human face. It is a face that never blinks. The eyes are tiny, red, glowing pinpricks of intelligence that watch the dark with a cold, calculative intensity. She does not possess the rage of an animal. She possesses the focus of an architect, and she is busy. If you have watched this far, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. What would you like to see next? What is the purpose of a spider in a bottomless pit? Atlach-Nacha is not a hunter in the traditional sense. She does not spin a web to catch a meal. She is building a bridge. Since the dawn of time, she has been spinning a single, continuous, infinite web across the gulf of the underworld. This structure is intended to span the gap between our reality and the outside. The scale of this work is staggering. The chasm is estimated to be miles or several kilometers wide. Every strand of silk she produces is as thick as a human torso and as strong as tempered steel. She works with a clinical, surgical precision. Every connection is calculated. Every vibration of the silk is tested. And here is the reality of the lore. The day Atlach-Nacha finishes her web, the day the final strand is anchored to the other side of the abyss, is the day our world ends. It will not be a sudden explosion or a dramatic invasion. It will be a merging. The bridge will allow the entities of the void to simply walk across. Our reality will be woven into theirs. The sky will be replaced by a ceiling of gray, pulsating silk. The stars will be muffled. We will become the discarded debris in a cosmic workshop, preserved, alive, for a purpose we cannot comprehend. The horror of the weaver is the horror of the deadline. Every second you hear the ticking of a clock. She has placed another millimeter of silk. The end is not a possibility. It is a mathematical certainty. Like all entities of this scale, Atlach-Nacha has those who follow her work, but they are not like the vocal cults that worship the other gods. They are a quiet, secretive, and bound community. They believe that all spiders on Earth are the censors of the weaver. They are her scouts. They are the ones who monitor the stability of our world. When you see a spider in the corner of your room, watching you with those unblinking eyes, it isn't waiting for a fly. It is measuring the tension of your veil. There are also human followers, small groups who live in deep cave systems or abandoned mines. They perform rituals of binding, taking victims into the dark and wrapping them in intricate, tight patterns of cord and wire. They believe that by mimicking the weaver, they can earn a place of safety in the new world she is building. If you have ever felt a phantom hair on your arm or a sudden, sharp tickle on your neck when nothing was there, the followers say that is the weaver's thread, testing the anchor points of your soul. The most terrifying aspect of Atlach-Nacha is her absolute, unyielding patience. She has been spinning for millions of years, and she is willing to spin for millions more. She is the inevitable end of the story. In the historical accounts, explorers who stumbled upon her chasm described a place where the air smells of ancient, dusty, rotting lace. They saw her moving through the darkness, her 8 heavy legs clicking against the granite like a mallet hitting stone. She didn't attack them. She didn't even acknowledge them. They were too small. They were just dust in her workspace. This is the ultimate cosmic indifference. We believe our history and our civilizations are so grand, but to the weaver, we are just the debris she has to brush off her silk so she can get back to the real work. She is the reason we fear the attic. She is the reason we fear the basement. She is the spider in the brain that tells us that our logic is just a thin, fragile thread that can be snapped by a single mechanical twitch of her leg. The bridge is nearing completion. Our scientists speak of tectonic plates and cosmic strings, but the lore speaks of silk and stone. We tread in the darkness of the weaver to remind ourselves that the void is not an empty space, it is a construction site. Every time you feel that unsettling shiver when you look at a spider, do not ignore it. It is your biology recognizing the architect. It is the memory of Voormithadreth. If you find yourself in a cave or a quiet basement, and the air feels suddenly heavy and still, look up at the corners, notice the shadows, and remember that Atlach-Nacha is always spinning, and she is getting very close to the other side. Thank you for treading in the shadows with me today. If you found this journey into the subterranean darkness important, subscribe to the channel and join our community. Good night, and try not to get caught in the threads.
Let us now step back into the portal and go to our segment of time and space. If you would like to see a longer video about what we went through today, or if you would like to see another specific video, leave it in the comments. Feel free to check any of our previous voyages on screen. My name was Epoch, and I will see you again on one side or the other. Farewell.